Sometimes, when a soul dies, a crow takes it to the world of the dead. But sometimes, something so bad happens that the crow says,
"What the hell is that?"
And so it takes that soul back.
Yo, good. That was a good transition. People, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, especially if you are still a millennial and are dreading the fact that this year we all turn 30. I'm Leo. This is Mike. This is the Crow Ukraine. I'm Crow LA, and we are here representing the Buttery Show as we review the third installment of the Crow franchise, The Crow Salvation. Oh wait, wrong movie. I'm sorry. I had to make that joke. Listen,
Hey,
I want my. Go ahead.
To be fair, that was one of the better Terminator movies.
That was the last good Terminator movie. Let's keep it a buck 100.
It's the third best Terminator movie.
Yes, because in order, T2 was obviously the best one. Terminator 1, and then Salvation. 3, Genesis, and Dark Fate, which I kind of saw. I'm a little more lenient with Dark Fate, but it's still not a good movie.
See, I'm the opposite. Terminator 1, then 2, then 4, then 6, then 5. But the thing is, the distance between Terminator 3 and the last two Terminator movies is like a really wide gap. So it's like nothing. Ninth place, Terminator 6, then 9.5th place.
Yeah, hold on a second.
Terminator 5, because they're both bad.
Anyways, real quick, am I fuzzy by any chance? Or
Yeah, you are.
I'm still fuzzy? Okay. Well,
yeah, you're in limbo, dude.
Looks like the Crow is trying to grab my audiotic soul, so I'll be right back. Anyway, go ahead, Mike.
All right, so Crow Salvation is the third installment of the Crow franchise. It is a 2000 superhero film directed by Brahata Lanuri. It's like the name is really hard to pronounce. It was like, because of the failure of a certain movie that we wish to no longer talk about, this film only had a limited theatrical run before it was completely distributed to direct-to-video. Unfortunately, thankfully, I did watch it on HBO or Stars or whatever you have it on a 3-day demo weekend. But it is based on the comic book series of the same name by James O'Barr. We love James O'Barr comics, and turns out there's a lot more crows out there than just Eric Draven or the other three dudes from, like, for example, there was a Jewish crow, there's a Native American crow, a Japanese crow. It's like Assassin's Creed.
But did we get a black crow? And no,
there might have been one.
City of Angels.
Because the Native American crow, he was reincarnated to fight the reincarnations of a group of white supremacists.
Stop! I need to read that. Anyways, let me finish this up for you.
Yeah. Well, there was a Jewish crow who was killed and revived at concentration camps. So,
stop. Mike, stop. You already had me at a crow fights white supremacists. You don't give me more. Don't give me more ammo so I can watch a crow fight Nazis. Let me finish this. Based off the comic book character's same name, after his distributor canceled the intended wide theatrical release due to the Crow City of Angels' negative critical reception, The Crow Salvation was released direct to video after a limited theatrical run.
Yes. Yes, and it starred Eric Mabius as Alex Corvis, which is the third Crow in this franchise. And it also features Jodi Lyn O'Keefe as his tethering love interest, Lauren, her younger sister Erin, played by the pre-Spider-Man but post Bring It On Kirsten Dunst, and Fred Ward as the main villain, a corrupt
Oh my god.
police captain. And may the actor, not the character, may the actor rest in peace. We loved you in all these different things you were in, like Sweet Home Alabama.
We'll talk about it later. No. I want to do the eulogy for Fred Ward. Okay, I love Fred Ward, man. Fred Ward. Let me tell you something. Fred Ward was John Barenthal before John Barenthal was a thing. He could have been John Barenthal's daddy, and we didn't know. He's not John Barenthal's daddy, people, but he could be. He kind of looks like him. But look, we love Fred Ward. Tremors 2, Sweet Home Alabama. I could go on and on, but mostly freaking Tremors. We all love Tremors. We all love the Graboids, okay? We missed this fool. I missed him, man. He was also in Escape for Alcatraz, The Right Stuff, Southern Comfort, Henry and June, The Players, Swing Ship, and Shortcuts. Oh, and 30 Minutes or Less. I actually seen 30 Minutes or Less. Really good.
I love that running gag with the ink pouch. Rousey's I'm sorry has to reenact that one scene from Speed 3 times.
Oh my god. Oh, also I got it wrong. He died last year. He died back in 2022, 3 days after my son was born.
That's
unfortunately terrible. That is terrible. But let's talk about the Crow Salvation. We'll listen. We'll talk all about. We will gladly talk a whole bunch about Fred Ward in a minute. This is my first time seeing this movie. Okay, I didn't even know after City of Angels. I didn't know when I was a kid. I didn't know that there are more sequels to The Crow. I didn't even know about Salvation. I knew about Stairway to Heaven because I'm pretty sure I'm one of the few people that had Attack the Killer Tomatoes on VHS. But it showed a trailer for The Crow, and it showed a trailer for The Crow Stairway to Heaven. I knew nothing about Salvation until I met you. Well, until I looked it up, and when I met you. So when was the first time you saw this movie?
Like I said, I saw this during a free preview weekend. I don't even remember if it was HBO, Star, Showtime, Encore, or Sundance. It was one of those 3-day weekends where you get those premium movie channels for free for 3 days, and usually it would be like either like on the first or last weekend of a season of Game of Thrones, let's be honest. Or like some other show that they're really trying to promote, like American Gods in Star's case. But yeah, no, I first saw this movie, I think, in 2010, 2011. And I was surprised that there was a Crow movie other than the Brandon Lee one. I watched it. I was confused. It's like, wait, isn't Eric the main character? What's going on? But honestly, I really like this version though. Like even like the way that Eric, I mean the actor Eric, not the character Eric, like the way they did his makeup, like I swear facially he looks really identical to Eric Draven in the comics. Like he looks more like Eric Draven than Brandon Lee did, and that is saying something. But but also it was a really interesting twist because like instead of having to fight drug lords, they're fighting crooked cops, and even like the circumstances of how he and Lauren died were different from the past iterations of the Crow. So it's like, so it was really interesting. I know some people might say that this version is a little derivative of the first movie, but it made some really interesting changes that I actually welcome.
Like the fact that the Crow was joking the whole time. Well, not the whole time, but cracking jokes and quips.
I mean, let's be honest.
If you
compare that, to Perez, who's just being overly hamming like the entire time, like, I mean, it's like, let's compare for a second. There's a difference between Alex saying like, "Oh, you're awake," versus "Let us dance." People are like throwing Tweet Train out the window.
He didn't just throw Tweet Trains. Rest in peace. He Seismic tossed her ass out the freaking window. Let's keep that a $100, dude.
It's like when you compare like the one-liners between this movie and the previous movie, like this movie has better one-liners. Let's be honest. Obviously, I can't compare the fourth movie because that's the only one of the 5 movies that I haven't seen yet.
God bless you. God bless you for a world of pain, bro.
To be fair, Eric Draven, like in the first movie, he didn't really have that many one-liners to really make that comparison between all 3 characters. Like the only time I distinctly remember him making anything resembling a one-liner when he quaffed the Poe about the Raven, at the pawn shop scene. But that's pretty much it. But here it's like, I will give credit where credit is due. At least these 3 crows have distinct personalities from one another. So I appreciate that this one is the more comical version, but he makes it work in a sense. But what doesn't help is the fact that in the flashback scenes, he low-key, in retrospect, has a resemblance to what's his name? Cameron Monaghan. So like it works. Actually, I think because Cameron played not Jeremiah, but specifically Jerome in Gotham, that I actually like Alex Corvis more than I originally did.
All right, let's talk a little bit about this movie. So, how did you? Okay, so this is, like you said, this is kind of like a different side of the Crow that we haven't seen, because in the first 2 movies, obviously, the person who's being killed his soul is taken by the Crow, put back in his body to seek revenge on the people that did him wrong. Okay. This time in this movie, and we haven't even talked about one other actor that's one of my personal favorites, but we'll talk about that when we get to his list, like he's freaking Arrow. This time, our boy Alex Corvis wasn't murdered by some gang sadists or some cult led who's second in command as a freaking Power Ranger. This dude was put on death row for the murder of his girlfriend, which he did not commit.
Yep, he was falsely accused
and was in jail for 2 years and was put to death.
He was literally playing chess with a priest at the end of before he made the Green Mile.
That wasn't a priest. That was his lawyer friend.
Oh yeah, that was his lawyer. I don't know why I'm misremembering it as a priest, even though like I rewatched this movie like 3 times. I guess it's like mentally because like you kind of want it to be a priest, because it's like usually a priest is like the last person you meet before you do the Green Mile.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is. But I love that he was playing chess, because that actually does tie in to a scene later in the movie. And actually, this is Chekhov's gun done properly.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike certain scenes from certain other movies.
But no. So, walks the Green Mile. Die. He gets electrocuted because apparently the electric chair law is still around. I was texting you. I remember this. I asked you, where did this movie take place? Because
Salt Lake City.
If any of our viewers are from Salt Lake City, I just have to ask, does that actually look like Salt Lake City? Again, it looks like Canada. I
will say this. It's a welcome change from the yellow skies of Los Angeles.
Shut up.
They actually have blue skies in this movie.
dystopian future Los Angeles, which I'm going to read this to you on Wikipedia, is that I want you to hear this. In Salt Lake City, Alex Frederick Corvis is framed for the murder of his girlfriend Lauren Randall and sentenced to death. 3 years later, he's executed in the electric chair, suffering a painful death due to lightning overloading the energy of the chair. The crow that was mysteriously resurrected after the events of City of Angels also resurrects Alex and gives him supernatural abilities that will allow him to avenge Lauren's death. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Mike. We did cover the fact that City of Angels, for some reason, takes place in dystopian future Los Angeles.
Yes.
The same dystopian future Los Angeles where our girl Shelly, not Shelly,
Sarah.
Sarah was a much older, like in her 20s, because the original Crow movie, she was about 12. She in City of Angels, she's 24.
It's like 10 years later, yeah.
Yeah, like roughly 10, maybe 12 years later. So you're telling me in the year 2000, this is where City of Angels takes place? Because if you're telling me that 6 years from now, she would have been 18.
Here's the thing. I am surprised when you just read that Wikipedia summary of it being the same crow from the second movie, because there was nothing in this movie to affirm much or insinuate that it's the same one from City of Angels. Because there are multiple crows. Even in City of Angels, they specify that there are multiple crows. And I'm going to spoil like this one tiny detail of like 2024 film. There are multiple crows too. I mean the birds, not the characters. But like, and I've never seen the fourth one. But if the fourth one also has more than one crow in the film, again, there's nothing in this movie to insinuate that it is the same crow, by which I mean the bird, as the second one. Especially since didn't Earl like stab it a bunch of times at the end of the second movie?
Yeah. Give me a second. I'm actually, you see, this is how much this movie, that Wikipedia line pissed me off. I'm on the Crow Wikia to confirm if Sarah is older, like at least 24, 25 years old. Because the Sarah we saw was about 25 years old. 25, 26. And I don't have a damn thing telling me her age. Because she's roughly 11 in 1994. So she would have been 17 or 18. She still wouldn't be able to work at a tattoo parlor. So what I'm trying to tell you is, you cannot be 18 and work at a tattoo parlor. Matter of fact, hold on. Continue, Mike. You can ask me questions, and we'll talk about the hybrid of Andrew Garfield and Matt Smith in a minute. Continue.
Hold on. I'm still like confused. I'm still like mind boggled by that Wikipedia thing saying that it's still like taking place after City of Angels. Because again, I've seen this movie so many times, and not once were there any hints that this movie has any kind of continuity to the first two movies. I'm not saying that they don't, but it could still be a separate thing. Like I said, there's a Native American crow, there's a Jewish crow, there's a little girl crow who doesn't actually fight, she just helps the police. There's like a lot of crows in the comics, and I do mean superhero crows, not just spirit crows. But again, so I'm not questioning that there's a shared universe where all these things are happening at the same time, but we don't see it happening. But there's no insinuation, much less affirmation that's this is the exact same bird from the second movie. And And like, it bothers me because this movie is so much better than the previous movie. I don't want any element of the second movie to bleed into this one and toxifying it more than it needs to.
Let's continue. So my question is, what do you think about the switch of having someone be avenging his own death because they were murdered, and instead we have a Crow protagonist who's trying to avenge his wrongful execution by the justice system? Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't call it the justice system since since there's only one precinct in the entire city of Salt Lake, and every single cop in that entire precinct is crooked. I wouldn't exactly call it the justice system. See, like in real life, I could at least say it's like, well, it's just the one precinct, or like, because you got your Winslows, your Murtaughs, your Evans, and your Carmichaels. Like we've had that conversation before, but like here, It's like 100% of the cops in this one precinct are bad guys.
I actually want to talk about that when we talk about like the final 20 minutes of this film. Because,
but I'll say this. It's like I do find it an interesting mix. I mean, I certainly think it's better than like, oh, I'm avenging my son because we both accidentally saw a murder go down. It's like the main character is just a victim of circumstance. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time. It's the Yelnats family curse and whatnot. But here it's like. Here it's like you have this secondary objective. You're not just trying to avenge your girlfriend who was killed by a bunch of criminals. And by criminals, I do mean like people who commit crime, not just like, oh, random thugs. Like he also needs to clear his own name because because his death was caused by a wrongful conviction. And yes, like here, there's another difference that the Sarah of this movie is an actual sister of the female lead. And yeah, Erin also wants to find solace in the fact that her sister died because she's got her own, because she played a part in the fact that they died to indirect capacity. And I have to say, I actually rather like the chemistry between these two actors.
But Alex and Kirsten Dunst's character
And Erin, yeah. I mean, like if you want to use the actors' names, then yeah, Eric and Kirsten. If you want to use the character names, then yeah, Alex and Erin.
But here, what's really funny is that you know who Kirsten Dunst's daddy is in this movie?
Please go on.
Do you remember Ghostbusters?
Yes, I do.
The guy who's trying to shut down the Ghostbusters firehouse.
Yeah, it's like it'll be raining cats and dogs.
No. Fire and brimstone coming out of the skies. Rivers and seas boiling. 40 years of darkness. Earthquakes, volcanoes. The dead rising from the graves. Human sacrifices. Literally. Dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria. It's Dickless himself. William Atherton. Yeah, Atherton.
I like how Wilson says that one line. I've seen things that'll turn you white.
Oh yeah, no, not Wilson. Winston.
Winston. Damn it! It's been so long.
Damn it!
It's so long. Look, man. Like he carried that one awful movie that we reviewed a few months ago. Evolution. That's the one.
Anyways, man, it's been a while since I've seen Evolution, but that's not the point. So I have the next question. So let's talk about just Eric Corvus as a character. So what were the things? I'm gonna go first. What were the things you liked and disliked about his character? I'll go first. I really liked the fact that this was the Crow. This is the type of Crow who was like a blue collar Crow when he was alive. He didn't have much, but he had a hot girl with a rich daddy and a really cool sister, and was going to do just about everything. Because from what it looked like, he was a mechanic. He was a junkyard mechanic
And you know what? That's good. Good on you.
Yeah.
Good on you.
I would say like those. I would have to say like the previous movie made me cringe in a lot of scenes, but I think this movie only had one scene that really made me cringe, and it's literally the flashback scene. Your Shaolin is no match for my Kung Fu. I'm like, are you saying that a square is no match for a rectangle? Your dragon, your crane punch is no match for my dragon kick. I'm like, wouldn't the dragon be the one punching and the crane be the one kicking?
My drunk fist.
It's like, and your monkey love so much for my. That did not sound politically correct, like coming out of your mouth.
Hey. Pre 9/11. It's okay. Pre 9/11. No, that made me cringe. Another part that made me.
It's like that scene from the Carmichael show. Like it's like whoa, Maxine. Like that's like it sounded angry when you said it.
Oh no, another part. And listen, we're gonna be going all over the place because since we're discussing it. Big time spoilers if you haven't seen this movie. It's been like 24 years, but okay. The scene where he gets out after he kills that one chick that was with Fred Ward, who we knew nothing about other than she was blonde, paints her nails, and was crazy as hell because she sewed Kirsten Dunst's mouth shut.
I'm surprised. Honestly, she looks like the type to wear a BDSM Nazi uniform.
She looks like she would be part of that trailer movie, the Werewolf Woman of the SS. That Grindhouse trailer short from the Grindhouse movies.
Yeah, like I said, it's almost surprising that she didn't wear a BDSM Nazi uniform. Because she looks like she would do that. She looks like she would do that. The way she talks, her mannerisms, the way she carries herself. Like how can you expect me not to assume that she's the kind of person who does that thing? It's certainly not a thing that would make me feel comfortable seeing, much less talking about. But like, come on, she's got the blonde hair, the comb over, the lipstick, the obsession with nails,
dark blue eyes,
and the blue eyes. Freaking Aryan poster girl. God damn it!
Oh. No, I got you.
At least with Kamen Rider the Next, we were able to make jokes about that kind of thing.
Why does she look like the evil sister of Jamie Presley and Margot Robbie?
I mean,
if Margot Robbie and Jamie Presley were related, this would be the evil sister.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know. I just remembered in the show Heroes, we never got to see Barbara.
Oh wait, hold on. I'm not. That's true. Let me finish. The part where Alex goes after Fred Ward to save Kirsten Duds when he jumps off the freaking roof. Tell me why he's doing the just fly like this, like T squaring it the entire time.
In retrospect, I like to imagine that he unlocked his angel powers from DMC's Devil May Cry.
Stop it, Mike.
Because Dante does that, in that game.
Stop it, Mike.
Like when he does that angel dash, and you hold down the jump button, like he levitates down slowly while doing the T pose.
Stop. Devil May Cry doesn't come out until the following year. Devil May Cry 4 doesn't come out until 2008 or 9, I don't remember. Late 2000s. Stop it.
No, Devil May Cry 4 came out before DMC.
I'm talking about the OG Devil May Cry. We don't talk about DMC. The show's over. The show's over. You really reference it.
Hold on. I thought Devil May Cry came out.
Did you really have to talk about the 2012-2013 DMC remake?
Because that's the pose because that's the game where he makes that pose when he's levitating.
I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about the 2001 original Devil May Cry game.
I don't think he poses like that when he levitates.
How does your mind go? I said this.
Oh, you're right. The original did come out in 2001.
when he T-squared to save Erin, I laughed so damn hard. On top of that, the unnecessary jump cuts and ridiculous transitions made me cringe.
I mean, I think, well, if you're talking about the jump cuts between him and the Crow, those I actually don't mind so much because it's supposed to like illustrate their link.
Not that one.
Okay.
Remember the first kill when he killed Homeboy by shooting him in the mouth? And you just see a shot of white as he falls back. I'm like, what is this, a PG-13 movie? We can't do a shot in the mouth. We can't shoot someone in the roof of the mouth. I digress. I really like I like Alex Corvus. Actually, he's one of the better Crows because there's only two good Crows. Him, Eric Draven. I don't know about this remake that's coming out at some point. Hopefully, the lead is good, but I digress.
Again, expect what's it called? Matt Reeves vibe.
Okay, I'll take the order for that. I really like this character. I like the dynamic between him and Erin, as you mentioned before. I really like the dynamic between him and his lawyer friend. That was really interesting. I like that because I initially thought that was like a relative. Like, no, that's just his lawyer who he's been like straight up homies with. And I really like that.
He's the equivalent of the Mark Gomes character.
Mm-hmm. And then what I like is that even when the lawyer friend died, Walsh, that's that fool's name, Walsh. After Walsh, as Walsh was dying, he's like, all right, I gotta make sure he knows.
It's like I gotta do better. I gotta do a better job than Stan from It. Cause here's the thing: when Stan died, all he did was like write the word "it" and then died. Like Matt Walsh, he wrote down the full name of the actual killer in cursive, and he wrote his home address, his dental record, social security number, his bank statements,
power of attorney's name.
It's like props to the dude. You're dying, but you're making the most of every. Like, you have 30 seconds to live, and you made the most of those 30 seconds. Good on you. And the thing is, he probably had to play dead for the first few seconds because because Fred Ward was still there. So he could not act until after the dude leaves. So So let's assume it took 10 seconds for him to leave. So 20 seconds to get all the necessary information done.
I'm getting shit done, man.
Play of the game, dude.
But no. I really like Alex as a character. I think his the story about him trying to solve his own death because he was wrongfully killed was great. I really enjoyed him making the list kind of like the Undertaker from Arrow, and just chopping names off each time. Now I will say this: Thomas Leonard, the first dude he went to, who he didn't kill. It sucks that Walter Goggins and his homie killed him and his girl because they had a child in that freaking apartment, and that child's now orphaned, if not also killed. No, we're not killing babies. We're not killing infant babies on the Crow mic.
Kamen Rider Geets had no problem with that.
Which one?
Kamen Rider Geets had no problem with that.
What?
You said you were around episode 16 of that show. It should be no surprise.
Holy shit! Okay, I gotta rewatch that. Okay.
Remember when they played Kick the Can?
Stop. Oh, Kick the Can. Shut up. Anyway, I will say this, and this is one thing Fred Ward said. You killed a bunch of cops to get to me. And mind you, Fred Ward is the killer with the arrows on his hand. So he
you put rods into his arm, into the inside of his arm. I don't know what kind of weird masochistic thing he's into. I feel like that's something that his Nazi secretary would be more into, but whatever floats her boat. I'm sorry, but like I can't get over like her appearance and mannerisms, okay? Like also like I never really bothered to learn her name because like other than Micah and Kali, do we really need to know the names of any of the female villains?
Nah. Anyways, he did say, Fred Ward did say that you killed a lot of officers to get to me, which is kind of true. Because even after he killed the 4 dudes who killed his girlfriend and framed him for her murder, one of them being Walter Goggins, and we'll get to Walter Goggins later, he killed a whole bunch of cops in the 2 big shootout scenes.
To be fair, they were shooting at him. So, self-defense, I guess. I don't know.
The T-800 didn't do that.
With a minigun, no less. With a minigun, no less.
He shot everyone in the leg, shoulder, or arm, and everyone was okay.
Fatalities, 0. Mission accomplished.
Anyway, that's my one thing. You're supposed to be this vengeance and justice. You just killed a bunch of like Officer Grant is not going to go home to his wife and child, whose wife you just widowed. Okay. Anyways, you go ahead. I'm talking too damn much. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I really like the fact that he's actually getting some like detective work in. Like I love how he even like names things based on like their judicial terms. Like even like the very knife that killed Lauren and is now used as his main weapon. Like he actually refers to it as AC-005 throughout the film, which is the evidence label it has, like in documentation. And like he even said, like he even referred to himself by his defendant number, and like he referred to his court case by its court case number. It's like he's like very meticulous in like the whole like injustice aspect of like the judicial system that killed him. And like that's actually like that's a really nice touch they did in this movie. And I love how like he's not just out for revenge, like he's actually doing detective work here. Like he's because like I mean obviously he knows that he himself was murdered. He knows Lauren was murdered, but he also wants to know like every single person that was responsible, why they're responsible, how they were responsible, and go for the guy who's at the very top of all of it. And on top of that, be able to get all that evidence and prove that he himself was innocent this whole time. So that's like an added objective because like when Brandon Lee, Eric Draven had to fight, what's his name, Top Dollar. He just had to kill Top Dollar. That's his only objective. He didn't have to. Oh, I have to prove that like. Oh, I'm not the one who killed my girlfriend, or no, I did not commit suicide. I was killed by someone else. No, like he just had to kill Top Dollar.
I would say easily. Alex Corvis is a true spirit detective.
Yeah. Bang.
I'm here all day, people. But no, I would also say, yeah, he did some detective work. I would also say that even after he thought he got the person, because he saw the arm with the arrow, the metal arrows, but that was actually Walsh's arm that they cut off to fake it. I love how he becomes mortal and dies after Fred Ward kills him, and then because he got it wrong, the Crow sees it as an opportunity where it's like, wait, hold on, you got it wrong. Restart the game. Restart the match. Throws the heart necklace down and like restart the match. Resurrection.
All right, so
I love that. Made me laugh.
So let me ask you this: who are some of your most and least favorite villains, and why in this episode?
I would easily say the first two guys that Alex kills, the first two cops he kills, they now when we get to the last two, that's when it gets fun. And I love it. Because my boy, Walter Goggins gets the same treatment as what's our friend's name from Spartacus, who played Vrak in Megaforce?
Vrak. That was Jason Hood.
Jason Hood. Walter Goggins gets the Jason Hood death from Spartacus when Alex throws a freaking giant pipe into the dude's sternum. What the hell was that all about?
No, I
love that death scene.
Yeah. Now I would have to say, like, one of my up until like the actual death, I would have to say like one of my most favorite confrontations was Dutton, because first of all, like, he was the one that directly killed Lauren, and like he did some other unsavory things. But what's really effed up is that he also tried to like have his way with Erin while like she was like driving her inebriated friend, and like even though like they established that she's still a minor, like this guy's still scummy, and I hate that. But that makes me feel more satisfaction when Alex like murks him. But also, like, this is where like we really get to know like what kind of crow we have in this movie, because like so far it's like, yeah, like we see him like peel his face off, and like it's like somehow it's like, oh, it's like I just got a couple of scars that make me look like freaking Heath Ledger's Joker crossed with Ulquiorra from Bleach. But no, it's like it's like, oh, so he's gonna be the sarcastic one. Okay, this is gonna be fun. It's like, hey, it's like when he tells Erin to bend over, but then when he gets around to the other part of the car, like you see Alex, it's like I'm gonna need you to bend over, and it's like oh, you're awake, and it's like, hey, you girls get home safe, okay? Oh, and call the cops. Tell him officer down.
Real quick. That was not Kirsten Dunst scared. That was just a generic blonde chick. Generic underage blonde girl. That was not Kirsten Dunst.
What? No, she totally looked like the blonde chick.
She had longer hair than Kirsten Dunst.
I swear they look so similar.
Not all blonde girls look alike, dude. Come on now.
They have the same facial features, dude.
Not all blonde women look alike, Mike. God.
Look, when you have three identical blonde, blue-eyed white women all named Megan in the same class, and by the way, their names are spelled differently. Like one is Megan, one is Meagan, and one is Myghan. And then one of them has to be your partner for an assignment. So then when you have to talk to that Megan in during class, you run a 67% chance of talking to the wrong person.
Oh my god.
But to be fair,
anyway,
all people look alike to me as well. So
oh my god. So real quick. First of all, that wasn't the guy who the second guy that Alex kills was the dude who legit did stab his girl 53 times. That dude was just one of the dudes that chased her down. But I digress. So
no, Dunn was the one that was shot in the foot.
Yes. The guy who
but I love how he's like, oh yes, like it's like as for my anger issues, I'm working on it. But yeah, no, and I love the other guy too, because you guy had the obligatory car chase scene. It's like you got the crow like right above the car, but all of a sudden, oh, Alex lands on the car. Like that was also really cool.
That was in the last part where he landed on the car.
No. Those one were like he like legit like switched his places with the crow because the one in the last part, no, he stays human in the entire scene where he does like where he does the Dante from DMP pose.
Okay, never mind. All right.
But I love a good like recreation of that scene from Heroes episode 4 where we speed up the car, crash, but only the main character survives.
And then blows up the bus and car in the most unrealistic way. And has a cigarette lighter from the car touch the gasoline. That's not how that works, people.
Yeah.
And then he gets the jacket because I was wondering when he was going to get the leather jacket, and it really isn't a leather jacket. It's more like a regular belt coat, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, how did you think? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was like, what did you think of Kirsten Duds, them killing off Kirsten Duds' daddy?
Honestly, I'm more surprised that they were like really like dragging on that scene where she's washing her face. And like she did, and like the entire time she just did not notice that there was like, oh, there are blood drops on the floor right behind her. It's like, oh, conveniently, like the bathtub has the closed curtain. I'm like, you'd think like there would be more obvious stains. I'm just saying, or she would notice a lot sooner. It's like, hey, why is Dad not home? Like his car is parked in the driveway. He should be home. What's going on?
Hopefully he's not with like some lady of the night or whatever.
Yeah, but
I mean, it's Salt Lake City after all.
But you know what's interesting is, in retrospect, the actor looks very similar to the character model for Norman Osborn in Spider-Man 2.
Really?
They look very similar. So like I'm thinking to myself, it's like Lauren, my girl, like you still have the symbiote on you, right?
No, okay, here's a question. What did you think about so the scene where the crow goes to the strip club or the gentleman's club, right? And that's club. Where he finds that's where he kills Walter Goggins and his partner. What did you think of him fighting the security guard who was unnecessarily trying to throw out mall kung fu?
Honestly, I thought it was kind of hilarious. I'm like, this is some damn good choreography. It feels like it's being wasted on such a trivial opponent. But you know, every Crow movie needs to have the main character try to do an obligatory rescue of a destitute character. Like in the first movie, you had Sarah's mom. In the second movie, you had that one child where like he burns up that one card. But then in this one, you got like this one chick who's like handcuffed to a stripper pole, and it's like you look pretty young. Like you should make something out of your life. Don't waste it.
Hey, yo, shout outs to Nome Jane, aka Violet Blue. If you want to know who she is, look that up yourself. I'm not going to say it out loud, but yo, shout outs to matter of fact, if you, I'll help y'all out. Go to the Crow Salvation Wikipedia page. You'll see her name is right after Fred Ward. You're welcome. Anyway.
Oh, hell no. 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 Oh, hell no.
Oh. Before we get hit with the copyright. Oh, anyways. You should never ask me to do salvation because all right. I want to get to some of the negatives because we've been talking very positively about this movie the whole time.
I mean, to be fair, I did state the one negative of like that the dialogue, not a flashback scene.
Okay, but let's get to some of the stuff that's actually stupid. Where the hell did he get the makeup? Where did he get the makeup from? Because they said,
to be fair, it's not makeup. Those are burn scars from the electrocution.
Are you sure? Because they look like they heal. These are the only two things that did not heal, but the mouth was fine.
No, the mouth also had scars when he was like peeling his skin off.
Okay, but why is his face painted white? Where the hell did he get the white paint from?
I think his
Don't
face
say
is
that-
just pale.
This is a corpse.
I think
No.
I mean, the corpse is
had
supposed
white-
to be
he-
pale.
He wasn't pale though. Rewatch, bro. Let me tell you something. Rewatch it. Matter of fact, rewatch the final scene. He burns Fred Ward alive in an electric chair, and Fred Ward's whole body pretty much explodes because he had all those freaking metal rods in his arm.
Hold on,
Look
hold on. I have a screenshot of it. Yeah, no, he looks pretty pale to me.
That's because this picture, I can tell you right now, it's high res. There's not a lot of pictures of Crow Salvation out there. That's a high res looking picture.
But he still looks more pale than Kirsten Dunst, which is still saying something.
Hey, we love Kirsten Duds. You may never watch this. We do love you. We love you.
No,
now we don't
not
like the
real
fact,
though. Like she was in a lot of good movies. Like she was in Jumanji, Bring It On, Marie
Small
Antoinette.
Soldiers.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Small Soldiers. She was also recently on a TV show called How to Be God in Florida or something like that.
Yes.
I saw one episode of that show. It was all right. I have no idea what's going on, but she was giving a good performance in that. She aged pretty well, all things considered. Still not a fan of her like dating an astronaut just to dump him at the altar. She doesn't even show up to the altar to dump him.
Tell him do not bring out the caviar.
Tell him not to open the caviar.
Anyways, but real quick, all right. I would also say, okay, fine. Can we then let's talk about the choice of music. I understand this is the 2000s. I understand new metal is a big thing now. Okay,
Yeah.
but one of the songs was "I'm a bad brother, I'm a bad mother effer." I'm like, who signed off? Who signed off for this song? Who the hell signed off for a good 85% of the music that's on this damn
Yeah,
movie,
no.
including
I have to agree with you on this one. This might be like the singular time where like that City of Angels might have a leg up over Salvation, where it's like Boogeyman does feel like a better title song. And while it does feel a little cringe, there's a metal cover of Goldust Woman by Fleetwood Mac. It at least kind of fits to it because, yeah, it does describe Sarah pretty well in that film. But yeah, no, like I think only like one or two songs from this album were actually really good. Let's see. There was also one more negative thing I had about this movie. I'm trying to remember what it was. I had off the top of my head just a moment ago. Like, why don't you continue and maybe I'll remember it.
Yeah, so the choice of music. Some of the jump cuts were meh. I will also say that they kind of I correct me if I'm wrong. Did a lot of the cops downplay the fact that Alex Corvis was a lot, like especially the first two? I think it was Elric and Dutton. That was their names, Elric and Dutton. They super down, and Thomas Leonard. They downplayed the hell out of the fact that this guy who they watched on execution day get fried. They're downplaying the fact that this guy's alive again and asking questions. How is it that some of your main antagonists are downplaying the fact that they're like, hey, this guy's alive? They're like, look, man, Alex Corvus, man, he got what he deserved, man. What do you want from me? Why are you asking me all these questions? Alex Corvus' name was all over the news. How the hell do you not remember or recognize the same guy who died, honestly, 3 days later?
I would say, okay, I would Devil's Advocate, not to reference a really good movie, but Devil's Advocate, I would say like one, the scars probably make him less recognizable, but also his hairdo was different because like throughout the flashback scenes and his execution, his hair was like pulled back and combed over, while here, you know, it's more like messy and stuff. So it's like if you make enough changes to your face, like people might recognize you a little bit less. Like case in point, Clark Kent. Like I know people think it's really silly that the only difference that he's wearing glasses, but believe me, like putting glasses on and off can actually make a person look like a different person because like you're expecting a very specific profile of a person's facial structure, and whether or not you wear glasses can change that entire profile. Heck, you could hide in plain sight just by like hunching over slightly. I'm not even kidding. Like, this is an actual thing that's been proven by a social psychologist.
Having said that, okay, I get you. But tell me.
But you did remind me of that thing that I remember, that I just remember was also cringe. The first time he meets the Erin after being resurrected. It's like,
oh my God, it just went straight to her.
It's like,
friend.
It's like, okay, I can understand her not recognizing him because like we just had that conversation about like changing his facial profile, but like the fact that it's like my dad's right over there, Dad, come over here, and he just like scooches over. It's like, wait, where'd he go? He was right here.
No,
it's
he
like,
did that.
It's like that scene from from Scary Movie where Ghostface is like right outside the school and like runs over to the tree.
No. He's like you're behind the couch. Huh? Oh wait. Okay, where am I?
No. I think the tree one works better for this because it's like you see him trying to run out of sight. And I know that Peter Holmes made several jokes about that with Batman, but it's like, and the thing is, like, she could just turn away and then turn back around, and not see him, and just think it's like, oh, it's just the mysterious powers of the Spirit Crow. But no, you actually see him like exit stage left. Like that's so. It's like. It's the fact that he made that exit stage left that made it silly.
I will also say, so when Alex dies for the second time, and Fred Ward and the SS lady are talking while Kirsten Duds' freaking mouth is stitched up, and he was talking to the other officers, like, yeah, man, I read a lot about the whole crow and stuff like that. So just killed you, like, so his powers are coming from this crow, right? First of all, hold on. How did you know about, like, it's not, unless you're telling me that the whole mythos of the crow, like the crow bringing souls back from the dead to right the wrongs, blah blah blah, it's an actual thing, and they have proven that and stuff like that. You cannot tell. That was so meta that it hurts, because it's like at no point did they ever reference this in the beginning of the movie or anything like that. Hell, freaking City of Angels, as much as I hate that movie, the only person that was like, yeah, like this can happen is Sarah, but there is no Sarah character in Salvation where we have the information of the crow bringing an unfortunate soul back to life to right their wrongs, blah blah blah. We don't have that. How the hell did you figure that out, Fred Ward?
Yeah. At least like Top Dollar had Micah to explain it to him, while Judah had Sybil explain it to him. But like, if Fred Ward already knew that this mythological thing was already a thing, and again, in all three cases, it's been talked about like it is a mythological thing, like it's a folklore thing. But it's like, oh snap, this folklore thing turns out to be true. Oh my god, everyone, get your guns ready, stand your ground. No, but like here, it's like if you already read this folklore ahead of time, how did you not put two and two together the moment someone relayed to you? It's like, hey, there's a dude who's killing our cops, and he's talking about Alex, and there's a chance, and he kind of looks like Alex, so he might be back from the dead. I know it sounds weird, but like, do you know anything about this? Oh yeah, I heard about this thing about crows bringing people back to life. Oh snap, that's probably Alex. Okay, guys. Put an APB on a guy that looks like Alex Corvis pronto. Like, no, it's like even like the first dude that Alex visits, the paid off witness. It's like
Yeah.
they freaking interrogate him after the fact, way after the fact. And it's like I'm telling you, man. He said he's Alex. Yeah, but I need you to tell me the truth. Who is this guy? He literally said he was Alex. I feel like you're lying. You know, I'm gonna give you the Twee Trang experience.
Oh,
and again, no disrespect to the actress.
Some City of Angels. Let's keep. I got you. The City of Angels treatment. There you go.
The colleague treatment.
Yeah, the colleague treatment. There you go. We got. Hey, listen again. No disrespect to Twee Trang. We loved her. We all loved her as fans. We're talking about when Alex. Oh no, we were talking about when Vincent Seismic tossed her ass out the freaking window. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
So it's like they could have done. Don't ruin this movie for me, Leo.
I'm not going to ruin it. I'm not going to. But I will say this. Fred Ward's character had the most satisfying death since Top Dollar's death.
Oh, yeah.
I love that death scene. And don't get me wrong, it sounded weird when Fred Ward's like, I'll be back. I will always come back. I'm like, you're in an electric chair. Unless you're telling me by some miracle, because we did see you putting the metal in your freaking arm at the first 2 minutes of the movie. Keep in mind, they replayed those scenes replayed that scene where they show a crow that was stuffed or whatever, or a dissected crow. So unless you're telling me you drank the blood of that dissected crow and you somehow have some crow-like abilities, you shouldn't be telling us you'll be back. I will always come back.
Also,
Fred Ward got lit up like a freaking Christmas tree.
How is your death carried by a terrible sadness? Because remember, that is a condition. Like a soul dies and carries with a terrible sadness, so the crow brings it back to the world of the living to right the wrongs.
I can tell you. Hold on. I can do this. I can meta real quick. He never got to tap the SS chick's cheeks.
Go to your room.
Yo, listen. No disrespect to the lady who played that lady, the actress. I don't know I don't know what her actual name is. I'm pretty sure she still got work because I'll put it like this to end on a high note, and as we get into our grades, the majority of this cast, outside Kirsten Duds, outside Fred Ward, may he rest in peace, still are acting to this day. Eric Mabius, the guy who plays Alex Corvis, you want to know what he was well known for at the time, like right after this movie?
Who?
A little independent film with Mila Jovovich and Michelle Rodriguez called Resident Evil, and its sequel, Resident Evil Apocalypse, where he played the Nemesis monster.
Yeah, I forgot there was a Resident Evil actor in this movie.
Yeah, and he was also in the L Word for years. He was also in CSI Miami. He was in Outcast. He was in Scandal. Yeah, and then we got Fred Ward. We talked about Fred Ward, but then we got my boy, and this is who I've been waiting to talk about for a while, Walter effing Goggins. For those y'all who don't know who Walter Goggins is, he was in Django Unchained. He was in The Hateful Eight. He's in Sons of Anarchy. He's recently in I Am a Virgo. He's gonna be in the new Fallout TV show, and he's in
Predators.
He was in Predators.
Retaliation, Django Unchained.
I already said that one. And he's in currently one the
Tomb Raider. He was in Tomb Raider?
Huh. Yes, he was. And he's currently in one of the best animated shows out right now, Invincible. Yeah,
And like
he's
Blue, Justified, Sons of Anarchy.
I love Walter Goggins. Walter Goggins is an all-star. And honestly, he's probably one of the biggest all-stars in this whole movie. Out of everyone in this cast of Crow Salvation, I think Walter Goggins was probably the biggest star coming out of this movie because of his. Don't get me wrong. No disrespect to everyone else that's had great work. But Walter Goggins was damn near about to get an Oscar and an Emmy. I'm sorry, so I have to give my boy some praise. Okay, shouts to Walter Goggins. We love you, bro. I love you. I love you. You may play a racist. You may play a really good racist in Django and Hateful Eight, but you're still an all-star in my book. I love you, bro. I love you. Anyways, so Mike, let's get the score, man. I mean, we already done the likes, we already done the dislikes. What's your overall score for this movie? Go ahead.
This one's tough. It's like I would have to say it's an 8.5 for me because it's a really good movie. Like it's not as good as the original Crow. Don't get me wrong, but it had a lot. But contrary to what a lot of critics would say, like it actually did have a lot of new things going on for it that weren't in the original Crow. That I actually really welcome those changes, and like maybe it's like more of like a glass half full versus glass half empty sort of situation. But like it was a really good movie. Like I probably rewatched Salvation more than I've rewatched the original, and that's saying. But of course, that's also not saying much in terms of like, well, you saw Batman 4 more times than you saw Batman 1 or 2, but like. The thing is, I rewatch these two movies frequently for different reasons. I would say I rewatch Crow Salvation more times for the same reasons why I rewatch Spider-Man more times, rather than why I rewatch Batman and Robin more times. Because like because it's not just a revenge movie, and believe me, like you know how much I love my revenge films. There was also a procedural component to it, and again, it was very satisfying to see Fred Ward get electrocuted at the end because again, karma. But if they ever made a sequel where Fred Ward comes back as like an evil crow in some weird way, one, you have to do a damn good job explaining why he was brought back as a crow, and two, it's like. Would be damn good. Of course, this doesn't happen. Like the next Crow movie is going to be a completely different story with a different character as the Crow. Haven't seen it, but certain someone have made not so fond appraisals of it. So let's see how this plays out next week.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm going to go with an 8.5 for this one.
I'm going to go, okay. Look, y'all know the score last week. I gave City of Angels a 2 out of 10. It's one of the worst movies I ever watched. It's barely not hitting 1. Okay, by a thread. Salvation is a completely opposite story. I like the character. I love the chemistry between Erin and Alex. Fred Ward is hamming it. I love it. Val, no, not Val. Listen, Fred Ward, rest in peace, bro. It's still to this day it hurts knowing that Fred Ward passed away, dude. Like I was sad when I found out that this fool died, but that's a different story. Fred, we love you, bro. Rest in peace. You were damn good at killing graboids. We're gonna miss you, Earl. We're gonna miss you. But I will say he was a great character. I love despite how I feel about Eric Mabius being the hybrid of both Alex Smith and Andrew Garfield combined into one. Because look, let me tell you something. Look at this. And tell me he doesn't have the same facial features as Doctor Who over here and Peter 3.
I would say he looks more like Peter 3 than Matt Smith.
Okay, fine. So,
but again,
outside of that,
I would
I
say
love-
he look. But then again, I would say he looks more like Cameron Monaghan from what's it called? Gotham.
Oh my god, I'm done with you. I'm gonna give it a
Hey.
7 out of 10. I enjoyed this movie. There are problems with this movie, but not to the point where I'm saying F this movie. Unlike City of Angels, where I said F this movie like on several occasions while watching it before our review last Sunday. This movie is honestly worth rewatching. I love the detective aspect of it. The soundtrack is whatever's, but it's a damn good sequel. Like it is a straight up apology for City of Angels. And you know what? I'm okay with this. So good movie. It's a good movie. And shouts to the director, who I don't know if he did anything else after this movie. Bharat Nouri. Actually, he did do a few other movies after this movie. He did The Man Who Invented Christmas. I actually remember that movie. And he worked on Little America. He worked on an episode of The Player and Shantaram. That came out not too long ago. So there you go. All right, let's look at the comments.
All right. Okay. Comments time. Okay, now Trix92 says, this is probably my favorite of the Crow movies, 2000s emo cringe aside. I wish this movie legit had a sequel, and I don't just mean having Erin randomly come back to seduce a different Crow and then getting killed off just as randomly. Well, I guess we're on the same boat in that regard, because City of Angels did do Sarah dirty. I would not want Erin to be done dirty like that either. Let's see. I disagree. I still think the first was the best, but this one's a close second. Okay, cool. I like how this version did more like more detective work than Eric did in the movie. The first two Crows mainly just focus on the hunt. Yeah. Let's see. Also, I like how the powers are more utilized than Eric's were, but less convoluted than Ash's. Yeah, it was kind of weird how he did the whole like
Stop.
belly.
Stop. Don't. We're done. Don't.
I'll say this: it's interesting how he did the pen stare thing on Erin midway through the movie, where like he made her like experience what Lauren went through like that whole memory sharing thing. That was kind of an interesting scene, but at least hey, he got her to his side, so that's good. Okay. But that's it for the comments, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We would love all the help we could get, beating the YouTube algorithms and getting our content out to more people that may enjoy it. Also, ding the bell icon to stay notified for our latest videos. We're almost done with Crow Month. We have one movie left. Based on what this guy says, I'm not looking like forward to this, but we did promise you 4 Crow movies. We're gonna give you 4 Crow movies, and maybe some point in the future, maybe we sometime after the new movie comes out, we're gonna do both the TV show and the new movies. So here's hoping. But yeah, stay tuned next weekend where we do the final for now of the 4 for now Crow movies. Wicked Prayer with Eddie Furlong. I don't know what I'm in for, but stick around to find out. Be sure to check out our sister channel, the Morphin Network, where we will be doing the season finale of Ultraman Blazar. We'll be continuing with Osama Sentai King Odra on Thursday, Kamen Rider Godchild on Wednesday, and tomorrow and the following week we will be having Kamen Rider Build on Sundays. But next Sunday, though, we will also be at Pasadena Comic-Con at the Pasadena Convention Center. So if whether you're a Crow fan, a Mario fan, a Power Ranger fan, Kamen Rider Super Sentai, Sonic the Hedgehog, Dragon Ball, Yu Yu Hakusho, One Piece, if you're a fan of any of those things, be sure to say hi to us at Pasadena Comic-Con, and I can't wait to go there because there's some heavy hitters in the guest list this year. So, I'm just dying from excitement. And if you want to check out our personal content, Leo, where can the ladies and gentlemen of the audience find you?
Find me on Twitter, Instagram, @Rex_Fox, YouTube Rex_Fox. I'm actually going to try and stream later in the next hour or two. I'm probably going to stream Uno on Twitch.tv just to start off the new year. Nice and simple, keeping it clean. So if you're on PS4 later, because I don't have a PS5, your boy will be on there. There you go.
I have a PS5, not a PS4.
You have a PS5?
Yeah.
Where can people find you? Where can people find you? Go ahead.
Well, you can find me on Instagram at Boken_Kabuto. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/BokenKabuto. And yeah, no, like everyone else in the squad already knew I had a PS5. What are you talking about?
I didn't.
I mean, everyone knew about it.
Was this on our group page? Was this on the group chat?
Yes, it was.
See, I ain't look at the group chat. Okay, people, I'm gonna go cry now. So thank you guys so much. This is the Buttery Show, and we'll see y'all later. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.